Hello, hello, and welcome to Overgrowth Weekly 17. Today is April 10th, 2011. My name is Silverfish, and with me today we have Anton Reel. Say hi.
Hello, guys.
We have Dyrvere.
Hey, hey.
And Wolfbrother9393.
Or not.
And Wolfbrother9393. Okay, Wolfbrother9393 just left the mumble, or he disconnected. Yeah, I think he's on. He's moving. He's actually in a car right now, and so I think he's on a mobile internet connection. So he might drop in and out from time to time. But while waiting for him to come back, let's just move on with the show. Okay, first off, as usual, we have the weekly alpha stuff. And we're going to take a look at what's new in the latest alpha for Overgrowth. Okay, so actually a lot of pretty cool stuff this week. First, we have added editor mode toggle for config. Game jumps right into gameplay when set to false. And by that, I mean, okay, let me bring up my Overgrowth folder here so you can see what that's about. Overgrowth, and then into your data folder, and then config.txt. There you go. Okay, and what was added is this little variable here, editor mode, editor_mode. If that's set to false, you'll, as it says, spawn right into the game. If there is a player start set, and if it's set to true, you'll instead spawn into editor mode instead of gameplay mode. So that's quite easy. You just set that to true to change that. And then we have added player spawn points and enemy patrols to all levels.
Yay.
Yay! Enemy spawn points and enemy patrols. So that's kind of cool. This means that every level now is playable. Every level has dudes on them for you to kill that like walk around on set paths. So that's cool. And by the way, I just realized you probably hear a small walking sound in the background. Let me just move away from that. Tap, tap, tap.
Is that coming from my computer?
No, that was from
no,
mine.
it's coming from yours. Okay.
Okay, and enemy hostility is on by default, meaning start a level, all enemies will try to kill you, which might not feel very welcoming, but you know, that's just the world of Overgrowth, I suppose. And by the way, Wolfbrother is now back. Wolfbrother, say hi. Wolfbrother.
Hey guys, what's up?
Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
Hi.
Hooray for mobile broadcasting.
So I guess
Hi.
you'll be kind of dropping in and out during this, I guess.
Yeah.
As you change broadcasting mobile thingies, whatever.
I hope it's not too bad, but yeah, we went down into like a dip.
Yeah, I'm sure cell towers will, come and go.
Yeah. Okay. Rebuild terrain caches? Caches?
Cache.
Cache, yeah. Rebuild terrain caches for alpha. This means that it's kind of hard to explain. I don't really understand it myself, honestly, but I know that I rebuilt the terrain cache for one of my levels, and it took away the slight lag that I had every time a ragdoll hit the ground, for instance. And I think it might solve some decal issues and some shadow projection issues and stuff like that to the ground. So that's all good stuff.
Yep.
They were kind of out of date in some of the previous alphas, and that caused some glitches like that. And added nav meshes to alpha is the next point right there. I actually don't think they actually did this. I don't know. I started up a level and thought there were nav meshes, but there was no nav mesh. I don't think it was. Maybe there was.
I don't know. Maybe it wasn't on by default.
I don't know. I started up with this Red Desert level that I have running here, and I assumed they were pathfinding, but I went to pathfinding, I clicked view nav mesh, and I didn't get this stuff, so yeah, it was weird. Anyways, maybe they just missed it, or it's something that I missed. Yeah. Anyways, it should be in. They say it in, so it's probably in. Probably just me being stupid or something. And more stable AI character physics. This is actually pretty cool. It means that, okay, let's take a look at this. See this guy walking up and down this hill here? That wasn't possible before, because if he was going to walk up this slight hill here, he would start moving at like 10% his usual speed, because, well, he was walking uphill and he has very weak legs or something, I suppose. It just wasn't made for having the AI walking, simply. It was made to have everyone running around constantly. So, yeah, that's fixed now. And that's going to be awesome for Wolf Brothers and mine mod that we're doing. Because we will have stairs, and it wouldn't have worked very well to have the AI like get stuck on the stairs and stuff. So that's cool stuff. And next up, we have fixed batching identical objects with the different detail textures. Okay, I'm going to move away in the game again. Okay, hang on, so you don't have to hear that walking sound. Fixed batching identical objects with different detail textures. I'm not entirely sure about what this means, but I think it means that if you made two objects, you can use the same model in several objects, basically. So if you want to have the same model using two different textures in two different, like, objects, so to speak. Yeah, that's how it works. If you had, if you were using the same model, but you had different detail textures on two different objects. If you were using the same model in two different objects, but they had used different detail textures, apparently there was some kind of problem with that, but that's fixed now. So that's good.
Hooray.
Yeah, I'm guessing that was because Ninjas, or Aubrey as he's also known, did the cat texture for the pillars, and maybe he ran into some problems when he did that, and they fixed it or something. That's just that just popped into my mind.
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah, anyways, that's not important. What's important is that they added a player flag for character objects, meaning that in the XML file you will now see a player tag or flag next to the character that's designated as the player character. Because as you can see in the editor, you can manually set which character you want to be the player. You see this green box here? That's the player's box. So if I press... Yeah, well, now it's not resetting. But anyways, that's this guy. So let's move him close to the box there.
For me, I had to do Command P to change which box it was.
Command P? Yeah.
But which would be Control P for you.
Yeah, exactly. So if I have this box selected and press Control P, I now press 8, I'm this guy instead. So that's actually very, very cool. And I respawn because, yeah, the civilian NPC has weird, what's it called? Weird relationships. So for him, he doesn't have any enemies, so therefore everything respawns automatically or something, I don't know. Anyways, so that's cool, to be able to change who you are in a level.
Yeah. Well, and it also means that you can set up a player position when you start a level, and you decide where they start so they can start the map in the proper spot.
Exactly.
Which is great.
But the way they have done it, I mean, I haven't seen anything like this before. I'm used to just placing like a player character start thingy entity, and doing it like this kind of feels like, you know, like the ability to switch characters perhaps could be in the game somehow or something, and that would be cool. I don't know.
Yeah.
Perhaps it would be easier to implement some kind of co-op thing or something, I don't know. Or if someone made an RTS mod, you could perhaps take control of one of the characters on the ground. Stuff like that. Just the way they implemented it brought a few ideas into my head for some reason. But yeah, that's cool. It makes sense, and it's cool to see new ways of doing stuff, new ways that I haven't seen before. Awesome stuff. And next we have added level reset and exposed to script. This means that you can now, in the Angel script files, you can reset the level. That's basically what that means. And fix for back and forth patrols. It means that before, okay, let's take a look at this. If I had a patrol that went like this before, you see now the patrol goes up and down and back and forth. The AI would go to, when he came to one end of this patrol, he would run to the first one instead of going back in like the L sign, whatever. So instead of walking like this, like he's walking now, as you can see, like he should be walking, he would be walking something like this, like in a triangle right there. So that's good. Makes much more sense like this. Didn't make any sense at all to me before.
Right.
And fixed some memory leaks, so always nice to see, of course. I had some crashes before, so it feels like those are fixed now. Probably thanks to fixing these memory leaks. Sweet, sweet stuff. So what did you guys in general think about the latest alpha?
I think it's a huge step. You know, that it's now a game, and this is sort of when you launch a level and it starts as a game, it really seems to work. So
yeah,
that's pretty exciting.
Was it this? Yep. This week they also added so that when you kill everyone on a level, the level restarts. I don't think that was in this. Was it? No, it wasn't.
Where you kill everyone and it restarts?
Yeah.
Yes, that was in this alpha.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was in the video, not in the list there.
Yeah, and I'd like to remember there was something more that was added, but I can't seem to remember what it was. Wolfbrother, did you play this week's alpha?
I did, and what I was thinking was about how hard you worked to set up a lot of this stuff for our mod in the last alpha, and how it just ended up getting implemented in the next one.
Yeah. Like, yeah, a lot of stuff that I coded in for our mod project was now coded in by David, but I didn't feel frustrated really or anything like that. Because, well, I don't know, I just didn't. I think it's really good that he did it, because he obviously makes it much better than I would be ever able to make it, so that's good. Though it's kind of weird, because some of the things that he's changed, I just can't, like, work with it somehow. Like, I can't make the AI use pathfinding anymore when they're doing their patrolling. I tried that for a while, but yeah, guess we'll figure that out somehow. Still,
yeah,
very, very cool stuff, and if the... never mind. Let's just move on to the next piece on the agenda, which is Art Asset Review number 11. So every week, or almost every week, Aubrey, aka Ninjas, the art asset dude, the art guy in general actually, for Overgrowth and Wolfire, he makes a art asset overview. This is Art Asset Overview number 11, and I'm just going to play this video for you guys first, and then we're going to come back and talk about what's in the video.
If I start snoring, it's because of his soothing voice.
Yeah, I'm actually going to mute you guys. I'm going to make myself deaf in mumble, so you won't have to worry about talking over the video.
Cool.
Okay, so...
Right.
Enjoy the video, guys, and we'll be back in a few minutes.
Welcome to the Overgrowth Art Asset Overview. This week I got serious about setting up a schedule for myself and sticking to it, trying to get as many art assets done as possible. So far the results are pretty good. I'm able to do about 2 models a day, although some of these models are pretty simple. The new models are 2 more fractured pillars for the Hexcrete set, 1 debris model, and 2 decals. I think that rounds this set out nicely. Here's a better look at all of the assets for this set. Now that I figured out how to make all of the assets the way that I want them, it's a lot easier to set a schedule and keep to it. It wasn't practical before because I kept running into a lot of technical problems that I had to try to figure out. Since I finished the Hexcrete set, I started on a new set. This is Spherecrete, so this is the new set. I started experimenting with some new materials on these. I don't think they're totally finished, but I kind of like how they're looking so far. One thing I like about this set is that they're a little bit of a challenge to platform on. Next week I'm going to continue working on this set, and I'm also going to start concept work on a new building asset that should be pretty interesting. That's it for this week's Art Asset Overview. If you'd like to pre-order the game, you can do that at wolfire.com/preorder. Thanks.
And that was the Art Asset Overview number 11 for what? I don't know what I was going to say there. Okay, but we're back, and we're going to talk about what that video was about.
Balls of stone.
Yeah, he's got balls of stone.
Definitely balls of stone.
Or Crete. Important. It's not stone, it's Crete, man.
Right.
Yeah, but let's go through it in a chronological order. So firstly, he talked about that he was making a schedule for his stuff. So I guess he like makes a schedule for every day, and then he just makes what's on the schedule. So that's cool.
Exactly.
Always very nice being organized, in my opinion.
It's also good to set deadlines for yourself because you start to see, you know, what can you realistically get done by when.
Exactly.
So
that's very, very awesome. And he said that it looks like he's going to be able to make 2 models a day, though it feels like that's pretty arbitrary. Like how you like models. One model can be like a small rock that you can make in perhaps an hour. Another model can be a character model that you need to work on for several days. So
exactly.
Yeah.
But now that his workflow is smoother, I think that's the key.
Exactly. So that's really good.
It would be kind of cool to see his schedule. What he's got to do next, like list.
Yeah, actually, you know, the guys from what are they called? Unknown Worlds Entertainment. They're the guys who are making Natural Selection and Natural Selection 2. They have a like open bug tracker, don't they? And feature tracker, so you can just go to like their web page and take a look at what they're doing currently and what their next things are and stuff like that. So
I believe that's true.
Mm-hmm.
So what it might feel like, it would be a bit intrusive to have what you're doing right now like publicly displayed. I mean, they're doing it, so why not?
They're also a little further along in the development process.
Yeah.
You know.
And also, I don't think they do weekly videos, like 2 weekly videos every week, and like lots of blog posts and stuff, but still.
Yeah.
Actually,
What's that?
Oh, you go ahead.
I was just going to say, I imagine that once they get further along on Overgrowth, once we get to the point where all of the features are implemented and working on a certain level, then it would make a little more sense to say, okay, I'm refining this portion, I'm working on these bugs. As to right now, it's still trying to get everything up and running for the first time. So I think that there is a good reason to still be waiting on that.
Yeah. Though the Unknown Worlds thing, their display, since it's a bug tracker, they don't really have to do anything to to display it. It's just there because they like tap into their bug tracker and just grab the information. They don't need to do any extra work other than just set it up one time and then it's running. I don't know if what Aubrey uses or whatever, for his listing, but it would be kind of cool to see. Since it doesn't really show you what they're doing, it just shows you. Well, it does show you what they're doing, but it doesn't show the actual work. It just shows like what they're doing.
Yeah,
you
exactly.
know what I mean. So if it's like working on like story stuff or whatever, you don't know what it is because they're not going to write the story in that tracker.
True.
But I don't know. It would be a cool thing.
Well, they did have their bug submission system that they had, and it was open where you could check open tickets. But they closed it because they said that there was like nobody was ever looking at it.
Yeah.
So.
But that one wasn't. I mean, Unknown Worlds. I'm trying to find their thingy that.
Yeah,
they
I know.
have.
It's a public page where you can see the list.
Exactly. So it's much more. You can like see the list right there, and you don't need to go through the bug tracker because that bug tracker, like honestly, it was really really bad to just browse through it. So.
Sure.
Well, anyways. Next in the video, he said that he had made a couple of decals and models for the Hexcrete set, and I think he said those were the last ones in that set, right?
Right.
Right.
And yeah, it's looking good.
Yeah, it looks much more complete, and I actually really like the debris asset quite a bit. I know it's something that's not too easy to get excited about, because it's just a pile of stones, but it's kind of cool that there's a pile of stones.
Yeah, totally. I have to say that.
Or Crete.
Yeah, I like that one too. I like all his huge rock formations. Like if you go into the city, the Cat City level, for instance, you can just grab one of the rocks that are sitting on the ground and pull it up, and you'll see that it's huge and stuff like that. I like that. So he just needs like one of those, and he can use those for one entire level, and you will never know that it's the same rock all over the place.
Sure.
So that's what's so cool about making huge assets, because you only need to load one asset, which reduces load time, and you can just use that over and over. And it I guess it also reduces strain on the computer, because can't you like recycle the rendering of an object somehow? I don't know really how that works.
Yeah, I believe you can. Are you showing us this on your screen? Just out of curiosity.
No, I'm not showing you this.
No, just because we don't have anything up, so just picture. Okay, just checking.
Yeah.
All right. So, well, I thought you might show off the rubble pile in the video.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Actually, I should do that. So let me get that up while we're talking here. Okay. What were you going to say?
We also have those pieces now for the Hexcrete set that you can't platform up, that they showed in the beginning of the April Fool's video.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
So that opens a lot of possibilities as far as platforming with the set.
It's like the no wall jumping part of the set. So
Exactly.
it makes it easier to limit the player, which is very good. It's easier to make sure that the player can't do what you don't want him to be able to do if you're making a platforming map. So that's kind of cool.
Right. And also pathways. You can sort of force people if you want.
Yeah, exactly. So right there you have that no wall jump piece. Though I think he showed that in last week's, in the April Fool's one. But it had cats on it that time.
Yeah. Oh, sweet.
So it's good to see this set be complete. It feels like the square set wasn't as developed as this set, so yeah, it feels almost like the first real Crete set being complete.
Yeah, and it definitely feels like a complete set. Like there's enough variation to really um, make something interesting out of all of those pieces.
Exactly.
And then the coloring is also good, as we know, for using the color picker and changing what we're looking at, changing the color, so you can do whole sets of different colors too.
Yeah, that's really, really awesome. Could do a yeah, feels like we could do a whole show about just that.
It's
Do you
true.
think that the rest of the sets and stuff will be made just white so that you can use the color picker to do other stuff with them, or do you think that they're going to have?
I hope actually that he'll be keeping the Crete set stuff, the Crete stuff, white or color neutral or whatever, just using black and white, so that you can use the color picker to make them any color you want if you want to. Just makes most sense because these pieces in the first place don't really need any other. They just needs one color, and if you change it to another color, it's hard to change it to another color. Yeah, so if you make it red, it might be hard to make it, pure blue or whatever.
Right.
So I think it's really cool. And
Yep.
that pieces so far are white or black and white, and I hope he keeps making it like that. Yes, and here you can see the pieces, and then let's see, what have I written here? Oh yeah, he showed us this nice thing here, the parallax video, the third parallax video we've seen.
Yeah.
Some parallax concept art right there. And he's been talking about before implementing the parallax thing in the game as in-game videos. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some concept
Which would
art.
be very cool.
Yep, indeed. Some concept art for the round Crete set, or sphere Crete set. And then he goes on to showing the sphere Crete set right here. And what do you think about the sphere Crete set, guys?
I'm pretty happy with the way they look. To me, they look like big boulders, which is a great it's a great look.
Yeah.
And they might be a little too round, perhaps. I'm not quite sure what the physics is, and is each Crete set going to be the same type of element in the game, or are they going to be different, have different uses or something? But I think they look great so far.
I have to say that I agree with that. They look great, though. As always, I'm a bit concerned about the gameplay aspect, because he says that these will be harder to platform on, and it makes me wonder if it might be just hard to see where the edge goes, like where can I stand and where can I not stand, and that might cause some frustration when using these.
That's a possibility. Although, if you make it a really advanced platforming where it combines the hex Crete and the round Crete, and you have to, cross the round Crete very carefully, might be kind of interesting. So.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, actually, I hope you refurbish your older levels now that you have this round Crete set to stop players from taking shortcuts and stuff like that.
And I also have the new pieces, the non-wall jump pieces for the hex Crete as well. So
yeah,
I'll definitely be doing some new platforming levels in the future, but right now I'm working on the project that Wolfbrother and I are working on, so perhaps after that one.
Awesome.
And this is of course not finished yet. He's going to work on this in the coming weeks, I assume. So looking forward to seeing
definitely.
Yep, so looking forward to seeing the coming pieces from this set, absolutely.
Yeah, and a rubble version of this would be cool. And also, I mean, the Crete is supposed to be able to grow, right? So I wonder if it ever starts like to grow in really small fields of them or something. It would be kind of interesting too.
Yeah.
We'll see. See what he
Yeah.
does.
Yeah, that's actually a good thought provoker or whatever you call it. I started thinking when you said that. Like the nature has a thing about being, recursive or whatever it's called, where if you look close at something, it's a fractals and stuff like that.
Right.
So perhaps these big balls of Crete are made out of smaller balls of Crete or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe they're alive.
Yes, maybe they are. Who knows?
Well, that was... He mentioned something about that one of the races doesn't want to destroy them because they believe it has a spirit or something, so...
Yeah.
Cool.
And we've actually seen the big, huge bendy Crete thingies as well, but he did get those in the game, right? Remember the big, huge bendy Crete things?
Yeah, I think so.
Looking like ribs and stuff? Yeah. Those are cool as well.
Yeah.
I want to make platforming levels with that. Okay, but we should move on to the next segment. Yes, thank you for coming words out of my mouth. Thank you. Yes, the next segment is the community segment, where we take a look at what the community has been up to in the last week. First is always the fan art watch, where we take a look at the fan art that has been created for Overgrowth. Do you know if anything has been created? I don't think there.
There was the frogs.
Yeah, frogs. Anything about that? No, we talked about that one. Okay, yeah, the frogs by Murd. So he's made two frogs, actually, as you can see. Kind of cartoony style and stuff. It looks kind of cool. He's using them as his avatar as well, so you'll be able to recognize him on the forum. So that's cool. And yeah, there's a Sig as well with a frog as well. Apparently Murd likes frogs for some reason.
I would get that feeling too.
Frogs are cool. Frogs would be able to jump very high in Overgrowth. Totally. And then we have this thing, which is kinda not fan art, right? Yeah, let's see here. I'm going to read. This one is made by Ilvali. And he writes, here's a picture I made. It's not really for this game. I made it to visualize my prophet in a Dominions 3 session. In case someone here plays Dom 3, it's a LA earlier star spawn prophet with unequal obesity. Yes. Anyways, I thought it could serve as inspiration for a race of squidmen in case they implement water, that is. So this image is basically a squid man.
Cthulhu, really? Fatagen.
Oui. So he's looking actually pretty cool.
Yep.
The style.
Tiny hat.
Yeah, tiny hat. And a fork, so that's cool. And a book.
That was really sweet.
It's just fun to look at for some reason.
I'm gonna model that one.
Yeah, you should do that.
Awesome.
And put him
Was
in
it?
the game. It's this guy or the guy who made it?
The one who made it.
Yeah, Ylvali. Yes, I think that's how I pronounce his name.
I'm gonna check it out. Ask him if I can model it with the fork.
Yeah, should be sweet. We'll show that on Overgrowth Weekly for sure. Okay, and that's about it for the fan art watch, actually. Not much this week, but yeah, there was some cool stuff anyways. And next up we have Silverfish's and Wolfbrother9393's mod. So we're going to talk about this mod, and I'm actually going to... Are you ready to have me stream your stream, Anton?
Yep. It's all good.
So now I'm switching to Anton's stream because his computer is much better than mine. Let's see if it connects. There we go. Sweet.
Hello.
Okay, so Wolfbrother and we're just going to talk about what we've been doing and what's going on here. Okay, so first off, we have actually given the project a name, right? Wolfbrother?
Yes, I'm kind of glitching in and out, but I think it's gonna work. Yes, we're calling it The Moon is Down.
Mm-hmm. And can you tell them the story behind that name? Do you have it?
Yeah, it's actually a reference to a book that's referencing Macbeth. So with the teaser that I made and the letter from Laska to Eska, I believe she writes, "May the mother of the moon watch over you." And so I got the title from the book The Moon is Down, which is a propaganda novel sponsored by the OSS. It was written by John Steinbeck, and it's about the military occupation of in Northern Europe by an army of named nation at war with England and Russia, and it's supposed to be the Nazis, even though they're unnamed. And the title of the book, The Moon is Down, is referencing Macbeth. If you're familiar with the story, just before Banquo sees Macbeth on his way to kill Duncan, he asks his son Flint's, "How goes the night, boy?" And he replies, "The moon is down. I've not heard the clock."
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So I have to say that's a pretty cool name. I sent you an email asking, like, we should give this project a name now that we have announced it. Maybe we should have thought about that before we announced it, I don't know. And I had something like in mind where something cliche like, was it Eska? The guy's name?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you actually are Eska in this mod. And I was thinking about naming it like perhaps Eska's Return or something like that. But The Moon is Down is so much more awesome. Plus it's like ties into everything very nicely. So that's cool. And what Anton is showing you right now is the map as it is right now. And it's looking very awesome, as you can see. We have, since last time we showed you this stuff, we have put it... Actually, we didn't show you last week because I couldn't stream, but I wanted to. Anyways, yes. So, we have put it on a terrain now, anyways, and we have all the basic structure down now, right?
Right, and I'm gonna add an area outside the city as well, so you start outside the city and sneak your way in.
Mm-hmm. And your goal in the level is to get to a trophy, just like in... yeah, just like in what? Just like in the platforming levels, but now instead of being platform-centric, it's going to be more sneaking-centric, and just perhaps smack a guy or two if you like doing that. So it's coming along. Yes?
Is the trophy a custom model, finally?
We actually don't want to spoil the trophy at all. Because, you know, the trophy, we want to keep it secret for the guys who actually make it through the level, to show it to them when they do that.
Just asking if you modeled it.
Well, we would be perhaps kind of... no comments on the trophy, dude. No comment. Can't talk about that.
Secret stuff.
Oh man, I never thought I would be able to say that, just like EA or Blizzard or stuff like that.
When it's done, it's done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we have actually come quite a bit, quite a bit on the road to finishing this. As you can see, right now what needs to be done is just make sure that it runs smoothly on everything, and add AI, and I need to change the code. I haven't ported the code yet because the next alpha is coming out soon, and I don't really see any reason to port it when I'm going to need to port it again in like 2 days. So anyways, I'm going to port the old code and try to get it to work on the next alpha, and hopefully by next alpha we'll be able to perhaps release it. It's actually kind of weird because it's not instantaneous to port the code, so what we need to do when we release this stuff is to, as soon as the alpha is released, I need to download it and port the code as quickly as I can, and perhaps get it out the day after the alpha is released or something like that. So yeah, it's going to be a race against the clock, man.
Race
better
against
hurry.
fire.
Well, at least it keeps you busy.
So I've been waiting to engage the NPC that someone sees in the background because oh, here we go. There's a new surprise as well.
Yes, as you can hear, there is music here right now, and this is actually a mod made by Samus Aron3 on the Wolfire forums. He made it possible for people to have music play when battle starts, and then when the battle ends, it starts some ambient music instead.
That is so nice.
And it's a great mod. There are still some issues with it though, which is he has actually done it so that it's a one-shot type of sound effect, which means that the music does not stop until the track is finished playing. Yeah, but it's kind of cool the way that he actually triggered it is by triggering the when the fight starts. I think the first impact triggers the first music, and then what used to be with a level reset, which happens after all the characters are dead, triggers the ambient music. So it's kind of cool. So now that all the characters are dead, instead of the level restarting, which is what happens by default, the mod actually changes it so that the ambient music starts playing instead.
Yeah, that's cool. I would want to change that though. If I mean, we're going to totally implement this mod, Samus Aron3 on the Wolfire forums. We're going to implement this mod with your permission. I haven't asked him yet about this, but I'm going to send him a PM and just see so that it's okay. I'm sure that he will be thrilled to have it in. Anyways, it's really cool.
Also the music that he's using, in case you guys haven't seen or heard it before, is from the actual soundtrack to Overgrowth. They're tracks that have been released on the YouTube channel. So this is the type of music that is currently written for the game in these circumstances. I did modify them a little bit from what he first gave me because they were too loud before, to the point where you couldn't hear sound effects over them. So I know at least he mentioned in IRC that he's paying attention now, so I turned down the tracks 8 dB, and that seems to have fixed it. So if anyone has already downloaded his tracks, you can go in and turn the tracks down 8 dB and it will blend a little bit better with the game.
That's cool. Maybe can't you perhaps release the tracks with 8 dB less?
Yeah, I could do that too. I'll post them in his thread later today with a link so you can download them turned down.
Sweet. And by the way, the thing about the music not stopping right when the combat ends and stuff like that, that's because of limitations in Angel script, in the way, because right now there isn't proper music support, so it's basically playing this music as a sound effect, and you can't like stop a sound effect in the middle of the sound effect. You need to wait for the sound effect to end. So the reason that the music has to finish playing before you can play another track is because otherwise 2 tracks would be playing at the same time, because you can't stop the music. So that's why. So it's not a fault in his implementation. It's just that David hasn't given you enough control over the sounds in the game yet to allow you to do that.
Yeah.
So that's actually really cool. Very, very well done by Samus Aron3. I'm going to switch back to my stream now, Anton?
Yeah,
Yeah.
whenever you're ready.
Okay. So now we're back to my boring browser, and and that actually finishes the music mod, the whole community segment, I should say, and we're now moving on to the tweets and news segment. The first tweet/news here is a half-done character skinning video by David, and this video is, well, it's something, alright.
Yeah, it's perverse. Tell you the least.
I should play this in bigger. I didn't download this and stuff, so we're going to have to play it from YouTube, but that seems to be going just fine. Yeah, sometimes features work on the first try, more often they don't. Here are some of the stages the character what? Skinning went through, whatever stuff.
Turner's looking for his bow staff.
He's a snail now. Now he's like a Strider from Half-Life 2
It's
or
a Metal
something.
yeah, it's a Metal Gear Solid. Instead of a box, he just shrinks into himself.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
here we have some kind of anime supercharge. Wobbly man. Some kind of alien, I don't know.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
And here's the
I
last one. Yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I love that some of them really do kind of look like Dali paintings.
Mhm.
Salvador Dali.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, and the very last one where there's sort of like bits missing always really kind of struck me as odd, especially because there's then invisible spaces and you can see the light passing through it. It kind of reminds me of like cheesy 80s movies where people's flesh would digitally fall off their face or something.
Yeah, like that Lawnmower Man.
Yes, exactly. Lawnmower Man. That's what I was thinking of.
Mm-hmm.
Those poor rabbits.
Yeah, it's really very, very awesome. This also like sparks your creativity. Like, couldn't you do something with this stuff?
Yeah, another Silent Hill game, but with rabbits and animals and stuff like that.
Yeah. But I don't think this stuff is scriptable, so you can't do this. This is like made in C++ or whatever, which is a shame.
Yeah. Whatever mistakes those are might be hard to replicate
Mm-hmm.
and to control, you know?
Yeah. Well, we could always strip it down to be some kind of cheat or achievement, like big heads and long arms and stuff like that. Those are pretty sweet.
Yeah, like in GoldenEye and stuff.
GoldenEye.
GoldenEye. Nom, nom.
Perfect Dark.
Perfect Dark. Nom nom nom. Even more nom nom nom. Anyways, we shouldn't be talking about any other game than Overgrowth on this stream. So therefore, we should move on to some amazing news, which is that Overgrowth was mentioned on Rock Paper Shotgun. And Rock Paper Shotgun, if you didn't know, is like the best gaming news site on the internet ever. And I highly suggest that you RSS feed them or whatever. But seriously, they're very good when their website actually works, that is. You can load now.
You can. My stream has it up if you want to switch.
Oh no, I have it up now, so.
Okay.
So yeah, they're showing off. They're getting excited because the game is starting to look like a game that where you can win and stuff. And it's very good to see this on RPS. And the comments, there are a lot of comments and stuff as well, which shows that people like this stuff, I suppose. Hopefully.
Or it's causing controversy or something.
Yeah. People are, of course, talking about furries and whatever in the comments, but they're ignorant people.
Yeah.
But yeah. Do any of you guys visit Rock Paper Shotgun?
I don't
Yeah.
normally.
Anton?
I don't either.
What?
Yeah.
I said I don't normally, but I'll probably add it to my RSS feeds.
Mm-hmm. Dyrvere, do you visit often?
Yeah, that's a very important site to visit often.
I agree.
Especially now with when they got Overgrowth feature there.
Exactly. Like, well, I think I'm going to go post in the Overgrowth comments now. It's the new forums down there.
Exactly.
Anyways, yeah, Rock Paper Shotgun is an awesome site, and you should totally RSS feed that. And next up, we have Revenge of the Titans source code to be released. This is a tweet made by Wolfire. Puppy Games is working on releasing the Revenge of the Titans source code, ETA 2 weeks, which means that we will probably see it in a few months. Normally, like I don't think I've ever seen an ETA from a game developer actually work out. Wasn't Overgrowth supposed to be released in summer 2010 or something like that?
I think they intentionally never put an ETA.
No, they did
on that.
put actually, like, we think we're going to be done with it by the end of this year or something like that. I do remember that.
Yeah, I remember that, but they recanted like the next day.
Yeah. Still though, yeah. ETAs just often don't work, but I suppose it makes them work harder. And, you know, having the source code for Revenge of the Titans being released is pretty awesome.
Absolutely.
Just like Wolfeye did with Lugaru. And if you don't know why I'm mentioning this, because this is a totally different game, that's because Revenge of the Titans was part of Humble Indie Bundle number 2 that are made by guys from Wolfire Games. So that's how that ties in. So that's sweet.
Yep.
And that actually marks the end of the show, basically. Did I miss something that you guys think I should talk about?
No. I think we got the
something you
mod
want to
all
mention before we go, or something like that.
No, not really. I think we got it all.
Good. Well, then you should check back next week, of course, for some more Overgrowth and Wolfeye stuff. Wolfbrother9393 and I will be updating you on the progress of the mod that we're making as well, of course. And yeah, hopefully we'll be able to show you the latest alpha and stuff like that as well. So, Anton and Dyrvere and Wolfbrother, thanks for being on today.
Thanks for having us.
Yep.
Yeah, thanks for having us. Yeah.
And I'll see you, the audience, next week. Same time, same place. www.OGWeekly.com. Bye-bye.
Hasta la vista.
Baby.
Baby.